Moments ago, I made a breakdown of a brand new Avatar: The Way of Water advert that was shown on Instagram, but I didn't have a high quality version of that video. But now I did manage to track down a much higher quality, and there's actually quite a few things I missed and one detail I got wrong. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And first off, I just want to give a special thanks to Mia Polo on Instagram for sending me the link of the advert. And the first detail that I want to talk about is something that I got wrong in my breakdown, and that is of this Navi throwing a spear from the skim wing. I said it was probably Jake, but you can clearly see here in this much better image that it is in fact a Metkayina warrior and not a Jake Sully. Now, one new detail that I didn't see in the previous video is this one here, where you see Jake, Neytiri and Mawat holding what is possibly a baby Netaim, and if you look right behind Jake, you can actually see a human, and this is likely Norm. It was also pointed out in a comment by one of my followers, Albiro, so thank you for pointing this out in the previous video. But if you zoom in, you can see that this is actually Norm. His t-shirt even matches up to what he would usually wear, so this does confirm that we will see Norm in not only video flashbacks or video logs, but in the opening segment of the movie as well. In the scene of Lo'ak pointing up to the sky, if you watch it in slow motion, you can see that his view changes from straight on to up in the sky, almost like he's talking to somebody and then pointing up to the sky. That was of course again not visible in the blurry or the previous version of this teaser trailer, but you can clearly see, again, watching it in slow-mo, you can see that he is watching straight on and then he's watching up in the sky. Who is he's talking to in the scene, I'm not sure. Probably Tsireya, but I'm not entirely sure, and I still don't know what he's pointing up at in the sky. Going on to that scene of all the skim wings preparing for battle, now I can zoom in a little bit more into this image and you can clearly see that the sea dragon is approaching there at the back. And one interesting thing to note is if you look right behind the sea dragon, you can see this massive mountain area, and then if you look at a scene where the sea dragon is essentially jumping out of the water, you can see the same mountain on the left and you can see the same rocks on the right, indicating that this scene likely happens as the sea dragon is about to enter battle. It's almost as if it's charging up, ready to face the skim wings head on, pressing the turbo button and just going full steam ahead. Another detail I noticed is right towards the end of this 30-second ad, you can actually see the Tulkun knocking the picador right up into the air, and if you watch it in slow motion, you can see that it almost looks like the picador is going towards one of the fans of the sea dragon. You can see there as it's being flipped upside down, it's about to hit the top part, and you can see there, because the sea dragon has two fans on each side, it seems like it might go into one of these fans, which causes the sea dragon to likely slow down and is possibly the first part in the downfall of the sea dragon. Now, the shot that I want to focus on the most is the main one, the very one at the beginning, which is only like a split second long. But this time, as it is in much better quality, we get a much better look of what is going on. Now, like I said, right at the bottom, you can still see the reflection of the water and the river going there. And then on the right-hand side, you can clearly see the forest being on fire. So this is certainly, almost without a doubt, the Metkayina tribe and their homelands being set alight. And what is the reason Jake and his family needs to leave this area? But looking at this ship, looking at this massive thing causing this destruction, it does look like the Venture Star, the ship we see at the beginning of the first Avatar movie. Looking at the orange sides and the way it's shaped, it definitely looks like that ship. But the question is, why is that ship here? Because we know that ship isn't really designed to be this close to Pandora. And this makes me wonder if the RDA is doing this by purpose, using this ship essentially as collateral to not only destroy the homes of the Metkayina, but also to get back at Jake and Neytiri. They could be using the exhaust gases to essentially burn up the forest, and this could be basically a new version or an updated version of the Venture Star, because as I just said, it isn't designed to be this close to the atmosphere, as I don't believe it has any heat shields. But if the RDA did some modifications, they could use this, like I said, as essentially a kamikaze device just to get rid of Jake and Neytiri. Some have also said in my comments in the previous video that this could be the way they create Bridgehead, you know, the kill zone. This could be that area, but it is still hard to connect all of these dots, so that is just a theory. Judging by the way that smoke looks on top of the fire and the forest, it certainly looks like smoke from a shuttle, you know, it has that same kind of feeling, that same kind of vibe. So initially when I looked at this, I thought it was some sort of RDA weapon, so it's definitely not a weapon. It doesn't look like it, at least, but if you look at the split second in the slowest possible speed you can see that it is actually moving downwards towards Pandora. So again, I'm wondering if they're just, RDA is just taking the ship and just being like, you know, screw it, we're just gonna crash it into the Metkayina homeland and and hope we kill Jake and Neytiri. And I think that's more of a plausible theory, that they can just use this thing as collateral and just run it straight into the ground, is why it's causing so much damage. I mean, if you look at the destruction at the bottom, it really is causing so much destruction, more destruction than any weapon the RDA possesses. But if you have a different theory or thought on what this could be, then let me know in the comments below. Overall, what do you think about this new teaser? Is there anything I missed? Let me know in the comments below, and for more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel. Until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.